Alright, here we are on Pin Tool Challenge number 3. And just like a video game, as the levels get higher, the challenges get harder. So let's zoom in here really quick. I'm going to zoom in on my tree, right? Space bar, kind of bring him in. Maybe I'll zoom out one more. Alright, we want something like that. I'm going to take my P for Pin Tool. Make sure that I have no fill. And then I'm going to pick a stroke. It's a green tree, so I'm going to go with green and up my stroke weight to 5. Now, as I said, challenges get harder as we level up, and you can tell by all the numbers and arrows and all that type of stuff that this one's going to be a little tricky, so let's go through it. Number 1, we're going to click and press, which means click and hold, and drag to number 2. Remember that before we start a curve, we need to drag a handle out to tell which way the curve's going. Then we're going to click on number 3 and drag to 4 and click and drag in the opposite direction. And I was a little bit off, so let me see. I'll try to get in the middle a little bit more, something like that. And then remember, you're paying attention more to the line at the top, right? The curve itself. Secondary, paying attention where to drag to. First off is to make the line right. Now, we're going to hold Option, and we got to swing up to 5. So we got to go back up this way, because remember the curve's going that way, so our handle needs to go that way. Then we click on 6, come to 7, and each time we have to Option drag in the direction of our curve, right? Option drag. Oops, and I missed it. And I'll show you what happens. I clicked Option and dragged, and I didn't click the blue point. Let me show you what happens so you can fix it. So now if I click on 39, you will notice it is no longer connected up here, right? It is no longer connected there because I missed it. So it's good that I did that on accident. So let me go back. Look at the Pin tool. Bottom right, there's an asterisk. When I get close to the anchor point at the end of this line, it's going to change to a line. I click. Now I'm reconnected to it. Okay, now I'm reconnected. I'm going to hold Option. I'm going to drag the handle out to 11. Right, because the curve's going that way. So when you miss it, you got to reconnect. And here's a quick tip. How do you know? Look all the way back at my line. It has anchor point, anchor point, anchor point. You can see that thin blue line behind it. That way I know I'm connected to the line all the way to the beginning. And when you're pin tooling, you need to always have it connected. And why is that thin line blue? Look down at my layers right here. The color of my layer is that light blue. Alright, just so it makes sense. Alright, so again, we're going to change direction. Option, click on that handle. Alright, we got to drag to 14, go to 15. And I'm going to go kind of quick here, just because a lot of this is the same old, same old. I might not be 100% perfect, but I want to get down to the base part. Whoops. Want to get down to the base part to kind of show you how the bottom works. Alright, so it's a little confusing, but once you get the idea of going back and changing directions, and here's an important one, as I'm coming to the very last point where I reconnect, and I want to reconnect because you want your beginning point and your end point to connect, that way you can fill it in with the color. When you reconnect, if you don't want this first curve to move, you have to hold the Option as you reconnect, alright? And I'm dragging my hand down, and that little blue handle is going to hit the 27 there, alright? That red 27. But I'm holding Option, and that way it only affects the line I'm working on, not the one I'm connecting to. That gets us our tree. Down here, I'm going to hit Commands and click off into the white area, okay? That's going to deconnect me from that, so I can start again. I'm going to come down here, make sure I have the Pin tool. I'm going to change this color to brown because it's the base of the tree. I'm going to click, come down to 29, drag to the 30, and release. I'm going to come to 31, drag to the 32. Now I need to change directions and come back this way, but here's the catch. As I hold Option, do not You see that little handle? It's hard to see. Do not cross the other handle. If you do that, if you cross it, you can go straight with it, but if you cross it, it becomes a loop. And we don't want a loop, okay? So we're going to click, hold down Shift key, come back to the 36, right? Not crossing our handle, up to the 37, up to the 38, hold Shift to give us a straight line. Now here's one last thing. As I finish the trunk, remember that we have to complete our shape. We have to, where we started over here, we have to connect back to it so we can fill it in. If we go straight across, right, we're going to have a gap below the tree. So just kind of click up like that. It's fine. It doesn't matter because we're going to use the top part of the tree to cover the trunk. We just need to connect it, all right? And now I can fill it in with that same brown. I can click on my tree, fill it in with that dark green, and to get the leaves part, the top part of the tree, remember just right click, arrange, bring to front. Just understand your stacking order and then hold spacebar, come down. I'm going to have you do the bottom one on your own, see if you can figure it out. You should be becoming Jedi Masters by now, and remember 3 layers on each level so I can see how well you're mastering this. You want to make sure that you understand it, not just that you're done, not just that you're getting points, but you really want to know how to do the pin tool. You're going to use it a lot, and it's going to be for a lot of projects in here. And if you don't know it, you're going to struggle the rest of the semester. So please, please, please don't rush through it. Take the time to learn it.